Terence Crawford is the best fighter on the planet. Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this 4-belt era, he is now the undisputed world champion 3 times over. 140 pounds, 147, now 168 pounds, claiming all the belts. You don't see people doing that very often. Going up against a guy who was perceived as being bigger and stronger, Crawford was strong. Crawford was strong enough to fend him off, strong enough to make him respect his own power. He used his jab, he used his distance. He had poise in the ring, he wasn't rattled. He backed up and moved when necessary and kept his different. He exchanged enough to gain respect when necessary. It was a brilliant, brilliant, masterful fight on Terence Crawford's part.
Who do you think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah, nah.
The tension was intense when Terence "Bud" Crawford and Floyd Mayweather went head-to-head live on air, and things heated up immediately. Mayweather tried to downplay Bud's win over Canelo, saying Canelo wasn't truly elite, but fans weren't convinced, sensing a touch of jealousy from Floyd. This wasn't just a difference of opinion. It was 2 generations of boxing clashing. 2 champions unwilling to share the spotlight. While Floyd focused on exhibition fights, even stepping into the ring with Mike Tyson, Crawford has been methodically taking over his divisions. The message was loud and clear: prove yourself where it really counts. The studio went completely silent. Everyone could feel the intensity of the moment. What started as a casual discussion quickly turned into a battle of legacies. The host asked the question hanging over boxing for months: who really deserves the crown, Floyd Mayweather or Terence Crawford?
Everyone is going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah, we ain't going up that much.
Now,
Crawford remained calm, showing his signature composure and respect. He said, Floyd set the bar, no question, but every era has its own king. Right now, I'm just focused on my path.
You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever, keep it real, boss. Keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll beat it.
Boy, you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd, nah.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, and I beat his ass. Never. That's some hate type shit to me.
Like plot.
I ain't never been that type of person ever.
But just as everyone thought, Floyd didn't hold back. He leaned in, firm and direct, and fired back. Canelo was never truly elite. Defeating him doesn't put you on my level. The studio went wild immediately. Fans in the live chat exploded too, because one thing was obvious. Nobody can downplay what Terence Crawford has accomplished without seeing him fight.
Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather is happening. What the f is going on? This is where boxing is in 2025. And listen, I'm not going to complain because I understand the layout of things. We already had Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. We have Jake Paul, Gervonta Tank Davis. This feels like the Temu version of it. And that sounds crazy because we have 2 of the greatest of all time about to participate in this, but both of them are about 30 years past their sell-by date in an exhibition bout in which their weights will be 60 to 70 to 80 pounds different. If you got on board with Jake and Mike, it was because at least they were going to weigh the same. I don't even know what to think. Someone on Twitter said it perfectly. Either everybody in the world is going to want to watch this or 10,000 people will watch it. Probably both men want a shit ton of money and they're being promised a shit ton of money, but
after all, Bud didn't just take the win, he completely dominated Canelo. 12 rounds of perfect performance left no doubts, no excuses. The superstar Canelo looked ordinary in the ring. Meanwhile, while Floyd is busy getting ready for an exhibition with Mike Tyson, Crawford is out there unifying belts and cementing his spot at the very top.
Situation, guys. No one has ever been a 4-division champion in boxing. Not a real one. Oh, Pacquiao won 8 and Oscar De La Hoya won 11 and this one won 15. No, I'm talking about Ring Magazine champ or lineal champ. You are the champion of that division.
Get them all.
Forever, the record was 3 by Henry Armstrong. Manny Pacquiao was the first dude to really win 4. Floyd gets credit for 4 for beating Canelo, but that wasn't at the junior middleweight limit. I don't count that. I don't count that. Terence Crawford just joined Manny Pacquiao as the only legit 4-division champion in the history of boxing. And he did it by jumping middle. He came lightweight, junior welter, then he won a belt at junior middle, not the whole championship, and then skipped middle to fight Canelo Alvarez for the undisputed, for the Ring Magazine super middleweight championship of the world, and left no doubts, including with Canelo, who was all class after the fight but knew what had just happened.
That's when Bud stepped forward, getting straight to the point. Then prove it. Not on social media, not in interviews, do it in the ring. Right away, the internet went wild.
I get a lot of too, but honestly, there could be the way where you put Crawford over Mayweather. Because of going up, you didn't see Mayweather go up from 147 to 168. That's crazy, bro. And not even, and honestly, I thought Crawford was gonna have more of a hard time because he had a hard time with Madronov. So imagine going up to it. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, but I don't want to take nothing away from Mayweather. Mayweather is the greatest of all time. But I think that was a really big risk that Crawford took, and then he ended up winning. You know what I mean? So you have to give credit to that too. I mean, that's a big risk. That would be like me going up and fighting Usyk right now. Heavyweight.
I know that's been kind of hinted.
I'm not thinking of that right now. I'm not thinking of that right now. No, but that's kind of like how that'd be. You know what I mean? So you have to, bro. That's a lot of. He has a lot of balls to do that, and not only to go do that to show the world that he's really like that.
Terence Crawford isn't chasing fame. He's making history. Undefeated at 42 wins and no losses, with 31 knockouts, he's the first man to hold undisputed titles in 3 weight classes: lightweight, welterweight, and super welterweight. And he did it all the hard way. No easy opponents, no catchweight tricks, no politics, just pure skill and determination.
Canelo a couple of times, and he looked spectacular. Congratulations to Terence Crawford for that great performance, and man, it was a great fight.
Were you expecting more from Canelo?
I was expecting a lot more. I was expecting Canelo to knock out Crawford, to be honest with you, because it's a 3-weight divisions. Well, he did fight one time at a higher division, but and to me, it's 3 ways. You know, he had to go up a lot in weight, and that's what I was expecting. But at the end of the day, you know, I got to give respect to Canelo. You know, he has done so much in boxing that it will be hard for somebody else to achieve and make. He trained hard, you know, and he said that he tried, but the body did not respond. And I've been saying that, you know, the body is worn out. You know, Canelo is young, but in boxing life, he's worn out.
From dominating Errol Spence Jr., a fighter many said was unbeatable, to moving up 2 weight classes and outshining Canelo Alvarez in front of 70,000 cheering fans, Crawford isn't just the best fighter right now. He could very well be the greatest of all time.
Because, like, if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior lights, bring him. Lightweight, he jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first fight, I didn't, but then he won the rematch. But once he left lightweight, he was careful about when he fought guys. So even though his resume is deeper with names, people remember, yeah, but he didn't want it with certain dudes at certain times. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone the whole time. That makes a difference.
Even analysts like Max Kellerman are noticing, saying Crawford's record might be just as impressive, if not more refined, than Floyd's.
Canelo couldn't really keep up with him. He was too fast. His feet, footwork was too good.
Do you think the scores was right on, or do you think maybe it was a little more towards Bud?
What was the scorecards?
115, 113, 116, 112.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah?
I feel like Bud damn near basically went every round, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about right. You can say that.
Now, with this accomplishment, Keyshawn, is he on the Mount Rushmore of boxers?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah?
3-time undisputed. He just beat Canelo.
Yeah.
The face of boxing, so now you can say Bud is the face of boxing.
Greatest of all time, or
Greatest of all time.
yeah?
I don't feel like it can never be one great, but he definitely one of the greatest of all time for sure.
Here's the truth. Floyd's 50-0 record is legendary, no doubt. But a lot of those wins came at the right time. Pacquiao after he had already slowed, mostly past his prime. Crawford, in contrast, takes on fighters at their absolute best and beats them decisively.
Recently said that you're going to be fighting Floyd Mayweather. Why the hell did he agree to fight you? That seems like a bad decision by him.
Well, listen, I was minding my business. I'm flying my birds, tending to my children, and he's the one. He came with the sign. His name was on the contract signed already. And he was talking really bad and nasty to me. And so, God, I thought we were friendly, talking crazy. He's all right.
That's got to be such a cool thing for boxing fans, Mike, to have two of the all-time legends in there. Are you excited just to see the thing of that, like it was with you and Roy?
Nah, man, we gonna get him, man. What you talking about? This guy's talking crazy. Like, kick his ass.
He doesn't know what he signed up for.
Yeah, I told the exhibition. He's talking crazy.
So he's like, this is, but Mike, come on, man. He can't be doing anything to you. Like, that's a bad decision by him.
Hey, he made a good money choice, though.
Let's be honest. Floyd Mayweather changed boxing forever. He turned it into a billion-dollar business, building a brand so strong that his name alone could make fighters rich. But lately, that shine has faded. The undefeated legend is now focused more on flashy exhibition matches, like his upcoming fight with Mike Tyson. And yes, that's the 58-year-old Mike Tyson, still powerful, still as dangerous as ever.
Tyson, if there were some arrangements, pre-arrangement, for this fight, Tyson's animosity, well documented towards Floyd. Any chance that he's going in there and, and saying, hey, screw all, I don't care what agreement was made, if there was one at all, I want to kill this dude?
Nah. He gonna get a check. Floyd's gonna get a check. And they're gonna get a check that's real huge because of their names. So nobody's finna fuck their money.
And the fans aren't impressed. The man once celebrated as the greatest is now being called the greediest. This fight doesn't add to his legacy, it risks it. Experts, commentators, and even other fighters are all saying it's downright reckless.
Saying that if he beats Canelo, it could put him as even the greatest of all time. What does that put him in the all-time list, man?
At least top 10.
At least
top 10 or top 15, easily, There's guys that we may not know of or heard of, like Henry Armstrong. Simultaneously, he was 3 divisions carrying all 3 weight divisions at the same time.
Which performance was better? I don't like to compare them, but Crawford or Mayweather's over Canelo. Like it's just different.
It's just different styles, different looks, But the punching, the output that he was giving Canelo, definitely gave him the win.
Floyd is getting into the ring with a fighter who can still crush opponents, and is doing it for show, not real competition. Meanwhile, Crawford is keeping boxing's integrity alive. Real fights, real titles, real stakes. So when the host asked Floyd why he hasn't faced Crawford, he dodged the question, saying, "I've already proven everything." Crawford isn't hiding behind retirement, and is not targeting influencers or past their prime legends. He's stepping up, willing to risk everything, something Floyd never did. That's why Floyd's jab at Canelo sounded so bitter. Everyone knows Canelo was Floyd's fighter, someone he trained and guided, yet Crawford made him look ordinary. Now Floyd tries to downplay it, saying Canelo was past his peak. But Bud's win didn't just expose Canelo, it showed how far Floyd has drifted from true competition. Crawford isn't living in the past, he's shaping the future. Right now, boxing is split. On one side, there's the entertainment era, influencer fights, gimmicks, and nostalgia bouts. On the other, fighters like Crawford, Yike, and Inoue are keeping the sport alive the way it's meant to be.
Terence fought a virtuoso fight. Terence never let Canelo get into a rhythm. Terence never allowed Canelo to get anything going, and I didn't think he could do it for 12 rounds. I thought that the first 3 or 4 rounds were going to be difficult for Canelo for that reason. But Terence was able to do it for 12 rounds. And in the later part of the fight, he kind of pushed the fight more than I think people expected, which is the mark of a superstar, man.
Floyd's world is all about spectacle and drama, while Crawford's focus is on building a true legacy, and fans are noticing. When the Tyson exhibition was announced, the reaction wasn't excitement, it was cringe. Meanwhile, every time Crawford speaks, the boxing world pays attention. He's not chasing retired fighters for easy wins, he's calling out current champions. He's not after paydays, he's after real challenges. That's why even legends like Roy Jones Jr. are saying Crawford may have already surpassed Floyd. Today, greatness isn't measured by undefeated records, it's measured by risk. And Bud has taken every risk there is. After that interview, the live chat blew up, with half the fans chanting TBE as the best ever, and the other half declaring TBE to Bud's era.
How are you feeling to be Chris Eubank's trainer, first of all? It feels good, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been this trainer before, so... Yeah, it's good. It's a no-brainer. Of course. Congratulations on the win. What's your first reactions to Crawford's victory? One of the greats of this era, right?
Oh, definitely that. You know that.
What do you want to see him do now?
What I want to do now?
What do you want to see Crawford do next?
Do what he at this point now in his career where he can do whatever he wants to do.
Who would you like to see him fight? Any names? Is there any names in particular you'd like to see?
It doesn't matter.
What about Canelo? Would you like to see him retire?
I don't. Canelo's not my responsibility.
Twitter blew up with fans saying Mayweather has sold out his legacy, while Crawford quietly keeps proving himself in the ring. The upcoming Tyson fight looks more like a spectacle, a Netflix special waiting to backfire. Even pro fighters are split. Shakur Stevenson backed Crawford, saying, "We're witnessing greatness. Enjoy it while it lasts." Meanwhile, Calvin Ford stayed neutral, pointing out that both fighters are goats of their own eras. And honestly, he's right. Floyd built the stage, but Crawford is showing everyone why boxing really matters.
Floyd career, like him coming up in the era that he came up in, he had all them champions that he was able to fight, and that's what led him to be so great. You know, because he fought the most champions, beat the most champions. You know, got the most money for beating the most champions. So it's just like, man, he had this guy, back to back to fight.
Every era has its icon. Ali passed the torch to Tyson. Tyson passed it to Floyd. And now Floyd watches as Crawford carries it forward. The difference? Bud didn't chase the spotlight, he earned it. Floyd built an empire by turning boxing into a business. Crawford is building a legacy by mastering boxing as an art. He isn't avoiding challenges, waiting for the perfect payday, or taking shortcuts. He steps into the ring with giants and makes them look small.
We've had a lot of comparisons between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. We've even had the conversation to go as far as who would win in the fight between Terence and Floyd. And I truly don't know the answer to that question.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah. Who will win that fight?
Floyd.
Floyd will win that
yes,
fight.
Yes, sir. I love you, Terence.
Always figures it out.
Yeah, he's a chess master.
Yeah, his IQ in that
The
success
funny
is
thing
crazy.
about it is Terence has been the only other guy that people can say he always figures it out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true.
But you gotta have an OG somewhere.
Anybody else? Yeah.
There's an OG
Somebody
somewhere.
got a pioneer, right? Yeah, you got it.
There's an OG you can't out-figure out somewhere. And I just believe Floyd is that OG you can't out-figure.
The live interview mattered because it went beyond ego. It was about evolution. One man laid the foundation for boxing, and the other is shaping its future. By the end of the segment, neither backed down. Floyd showed his the blueprint, while Crawford made it clear he's the upgrade.
Before the fight, the Crawford-Canelo fight, and you had a Cavs hat on. This time you've got a GOAT hat on. Is that how you're feeling? I know it says Muhammad Ali, but is that how you're feeling about Bud's performance, about his whole career?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that way, man. GOAT. Greatest of all time, man. You gotta give it to him. You got to give it to him. You got to give it to his coaches, not just me, Saul Red, Bernie, Chet, nutritionists. You know, everybody played a part.
Canelo said he's way better than Mayweather. What do you think to that?
Who, Terence?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Of course he is.
And when Bud said, "If you think you're still the best, prove it in the ring," you could almost see Floyd's jaw tighten. Deep down, even he feels what fans are realizing. Crawford isn't just leading boxing, he is boxing. So the question remains, has Floyd Mayweather's era officially ended, or is there still one defining fight left for the legend? Share your thoughts in the comments and hit subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.